Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at how you can keep track of what's going on in the Texas Legislature using their own automated tools. And we're going to be doing that through a website called the Texas Legislature Online, or TLO. And you can easily get there by opening up any web browser, whether you're on desktop or mobile or whatever, and going to capital.texas, all spelled out texas.gov. So that's capital.texas.gov. And that will take you to the page that you see in front of you right now. Of note on this page, obviously there are the things that everybody is pretty familiar with using, the search legislation, where you can put in a word or phrase or a bill number and see what's going on with that bill. But what we're going to be looking at today, instead of just doing a manual search, is having things sent to you in the form of email alerts whenever any kind of activity happens on the website. So we're going to do that through the MyTLO option over here. Now, if you look, before we get into that, at the top right of the screen, you'll see a login. If you've created an account on TLO using MyTLO, then you'll be able to log in there. Now, the thing is, if you haven't yet created one, you'll need to click login to create one. So let's go ahead and step through that. So we're going to go ahead and click login, and you'll get this page here where it gives you the option to put in your email address and your password if you already have an account. If you don't have one, there is the new user link right here next to account options, and we can go ahead and click on that. And then we're going to put in an email address. Now I'm going to go ahead and use a temporary email address right now just to show you how this works. I already have an account on here, but I want you to be able to see how this goes. So there's my temporary email account. And I'm going to put in a question. Let's see. I'm just going to say, what city were you born in? I'm going to say, I don't know, Calabasas. I don't even know if that's actually a city, but we're going to say that, and that's going to be the security question. So if you ever have to change your password because you forgot your password, that's what you're going to have to remember. And then for the password, I don't know, I'll just put in a super secure password here, and then retype that password again. And then submit. Now your account has been created. An email has been sent containing information on how to activate your account. Your email software must be configured to allow email from the sender, capital.texas.gov, otherwise it may get blocked by your email filter. Now that's an important thing to note, okay, because you're going to have to open up the email that you get from them in order to activate the account. And if you're not seeing it after a while, you might want to check your spam filters or your spam folder. So let's go over to our temporary email address here, and here it is. Texas Legislature Online Account Registration. And then it says, click here to activate your account. So it's super simple, just click the link. And then it's going to open this right back up to our MyTLO page. And this is just an activation page, and it gives you a little bit of information on the kinds of things that you can do with your MyTLO account. But we're just going to go ahead and jump right into the login now. And I'm going to use my actual email account here because I have a few things already set up. So now you're going to see this screen. And it's the same screen that you'll see if you just click on MyTLO up here at the top. So if you ever get out of this area and you're still logged in and you want to get back to this, just click on that MyTLO at the top, the little tab right here, and that'll take you back to this page. You can also just hover over it and select whatever you want from here, but it's up to you how you want to do that. So let's go back over here and see what we've got. So we've got bill lists, which is where you can create a list of bills that you would like to watch. What's important to know about bill lists is they are not alerts, and they are not tied to alerts. You can create a list, and then you have to go in and check your lists manually for information. If you want to get email updates whenever an action happens on the bill or the subject or the committee or whatever other criteria that you can set up alerts for, and we'll see that in a little bit, you'll want to go into the actual alerts section. The bill lists I've found isn't really particularly helpful unless you just wanted to create a list and then, I don't know, maybe print it off or something like that. And then you've got your saved searches. You can create a search and then save that search. So whenever you want to go back in and search for something based on a particular set of criteria, you can do that there, save those searches, and then just run them again in the future. Mobile device support is not particularly useful. It's basically just this. It tells you that you can go to txlegis.com, but there's not really any reason to do that. So just go ahead and go to capital.texas.gov like you would normally, and you'll be able to access this site. RSS feeds, you can basically Just go in here and connect this to whatever RSS software that you typically use. So let's go back to alerts now. So as you can see, if you just hover over this and you go to alerts, there are some different categories here. And if we click on alerts, this is going to bring you to the Bills tab, which is the first tab of 6. Now, this is going to default to whatever the current legislative session is. It basically resets at the beginning of each legislature, and so you can only work with bills coming from the current legislature. And this is where you can set up alerts for individual bills if you know the bill numbers. And you can put those bill numbers in here and then select the category of actions you want to get alerts for. The governor has taken action, sent to the governor, filed in the House, and so on, is all these different ones, or any category, which is literally any of these things happening, you'll get an email for. And you can put a comment in here, sort of just like a description. It's not required, but it might help you to know what exactly you're tracking this bill for. And you can look at your alerts for today. So if there have been any alerts issued, you can come in here and look at those here. And you can look at a bill alert report, which will basically show you whatever bills have alerts total. Now, you can also come over here to calendars, and this will allow you to receive email alerts anytime there is an update on any of these options here, whether there were bills referred today or Senate floor actions, so on, supplemental House calendar. Any of the calendar actions in either chamber, and you can see over here under chamber that it's broken down into which one you want, whether it's House or Senate. All you have to do is put a check mark in one of these boxes, like so, just by clicking on it, and then hit save, and it will save that. And anytime you come back in here after you've signed in, you'll see which ones of these, if you come to the calendars tab, that you have set up alerts for. And then you'll get email alerts for those. Committee notices. These are any kinds of notices for committee meetings, and you can select based on the name of the committees from here which ones you want to get alerts for. And anytime an alert goes on a calendar for one of those committees, you'll get an email for it. And that's important because, as we all know, the legislature has a minimum of 3 days to let us know in advance when a committee hearing is going to happen, so we have time to get out there, and they regularly wait until the last minute and give us the absolute minimum 3 days to know when a committee hearing is coming up and take time off. So the sooner you get that alert, the better, obviously. Then committee minutes. Again, anytime committee minutes are made public, you can get an alert. Same thing as on committee notices. Subjects. Here's the meat. You can build a list of subjects that you want to get alerts for. This is what my list looks like right now. Education, bunch of education stuff, and then weapons, because those are the key things that I'm looking at. Now, if you want to add something to that list, you just come down here to this Add Subjects to My List, click here to view or hide additional subjects, and you just click on that. And this is what you see. General Subject Index is going to have most of your major terms, courts, personnel, crimes against morals, education, so on, all the way down to weapons and women. Geographical areas, legislators. So if you want to see what your legislators are doing, you can put something in there for them to give you an alert anytime they're doing something. Kind of keep an eye on your own legislators, make sure that you know what they're doing, and then you can make sure that they know that you know what they're doing. Here's the catch. At the time this video is being recorded, this is all the legislators that are in this list. It is December right now. The election was in November. The people who won election will be sworn in January, and that is when this list will get updated. My senator is the incumbent senator. She was my senator last session. She will be my senator next session. She won re-election in November. She's not on this list because she hasn't actually been sworn in yet. Now let that sink in. She is an acting senator right now. She can file bills for the upcoming session, pre-file bills right now, but she's not on this list for me to select to get alerts for when she files bills or does anything else until January. So that's how this works. So if you come in here and it's between November and January and you don't see your legislator's name, that's why. popular names of acts, primary, secondary schools, so on, subject headings, so on, governmental agencies. If there's a particular agency that you're trying to keep an eye on, you can find that here. And then adjournment, obviously, is just whenever the House and the Senate adjourns, you'll get an alert saying, okay, the session's over. What does that look like when it sends you an alert? So here's one of the emails that I got at the very beginning of this session. And it will come in with a subject, Texas Legislature Online subject alert. And it's coming from no reply at capitol.texas.gov. So if these things start going out to your spam, you want to make sure to whitelist that no reply at capitol.texas.gov so your spam filters don't hide that stuff from you. And it breaks it down by subject. So we've got our secondary and primary education here. There's a bill there. Primary and secondary education general here. So this one's discipline, this one's general. And you can see the bill numbers. And if you'll notice, all of these are blue because they're links. So if we click on one of these, we can take it. It'll take us directly to that page. It'll open up a new tab, so the email's still right there, and it'll take you directly to that bills page or whatever you're getting an alert for. Okay, so this is HB 261 relating to the punishment for the offense of burglary of a vehicle. It's under the category of weapons. The author is Cortez. Here's the file, date, text. You can read the bill here, actions, all that good stuff. This will show you, okay, it was filed. When it gets read and then referred to committee, that'll show up here. If it gets voted on or if there's a hearing, that'll all show up here. Companions, amendments, authors, sponsors, captions, bill stages, all that good stuff that will help you know exactly where we're going with this. And that's basically it. So if you have any questions, obviously throw those down into the comments. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit a like. If you want to see more stuff like this or general weapons type stuff that you see on my channel, go ahead and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later.